Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive. Today we're tackling something a little different. Emptiness.
Emptiness.
Yeah, but not the feeling. More like the geographical kind.
Okay, I can work with that.
So we got this excerpt about Greenland. Massive ice sheets, stunning landscapes.
Right.
And like a really surprisingly low population density. Like incredibly low.
I see where we're going with this.
So if there's no prize for the emptiest city out there, what actually makes a place feel empty? What do you think?
Well, Greenland's a fantastic example to start with. I mean, it's the world's largest island, right?
Right.
But it only has about 56,000 people living there.
Wow.
That's like less than some football stadiums spread across a landmass bigger than Mexico.
Seriously.
Think about it. It's like taking Texas, but instead of millions, you have a population the size of a small college town.
That's mind-blowing. So we're talking about a place that's like almost unbelievably empty. You mentioned Mexico. So how does Greenland's population density actually compare to a place like Mexico City?
Okay. So Mexico City, you're looking at over 6,000 people packed into every square kilometer.
Wow, that's dense.
Right. But in Greenland, it's a tiny 0.03 people per square kilometer. It's practically nothing.
So it's not just the total number of people, right?
Yeah.
It's how spread out they are.
Exactly. It's that vastness, that huge amount of space, and then the way the population is distributed. It all adds to this feeling of emptiness. Imagine a map, right?
Okay.
And there are these tiny dots really far apart. Those are the towns and settlements. And everything in between is just glaciers, mountains, these incredible icy plains.
So the space between is kind of like defining the emptiness.
In a way, yes. It's the scale of the landscape that makes the human presence seem so small.
I see. So how does all of this impact the people who actually live in Greenland?
Well, it shapes their lives in huge ways. Just think about the challenges. Infrastructure, transportation, everything's so spread out. Imagine needing something essential, some service. You might have to travel hundreds of kilometers just to see a doctor or visit family in another community. It's a whole different way of life.
So it's isolation, but on a massive scale.
Exactly. But this isolation also creates a deep connection to the land. It breeds resilience. And you see a unique cultural identity in Greenland shaped by this incredible environment.
So emptiness isn't just about empty space. There's a whole human element to it.
Absolutely. It goes beyond just numbers. It's almost psychological, how we perceive space, human presence. It all plays a role. Someone from a bustling city, they might find Greenland incredibly empty, even a little unsettling.
I bet.
But for someone who lives there, that same vastness might be open space. It might mean freedom, even a spiritual connection. It's all about perspective.
That's a really fascinating point. It makes you think, doesn't it? Maybe the feeling of emptiness in a place like Greenland could actually be positive.
Exactly. It could be a source of beauty.
Yeah.
Tranquility. It's not always a bad thing.
Yeah. Maybe it's about appreciating a different kind of fullness.
I like that. A different kind of fullness.
The fullness of nature, silence, this deep connection to the environment.
And maybe, just maybe, this feeling of emptiness in Greenland is somehow linked to traditional Inuit values,
Oh, interesting.
Their respect for nature, the importance of solitude. Perhaps those vast open spaces hold a different meaning for them.
That's definitely something to think about. It seems like there's so much more to emptiness than meets the eye, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's all about how we perceive and value different environments.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time for another exploration.